All right, everybody, here is your Core Bites number 39. Please make sure you make your corrections on your paper. So up here, it says number 1, which of the following are prime? So you've got 2, 3, 4, and 5. You have different numbers, and you could have more than one answer for this one. So if you look at it, you see the word prime. Prime means that you can only multiply 1 and the number to get that number and no other number. It only has those two factors. So for 1 and 2, you would say 1 times 2. That's all you can do. For 3, you would do 1 times 3. For 4, you could do 1 times 4, but you could also do 2 times 2 to get 4. And then for 5, you can only do 1 times 5. So your prime numbers for this one would actually be 2, 3, and 5. 4 would be a composite number because you can multiply more than just 1 in itself to find that same number. For number 2, estimate the sum by rounding to the nearest hundred and adding them together. So if we do that, the hundreds place ones, tens, hundreds. Ones, tens, hundreds. So if you say, okay, the 5 talks to the 7 tells it to round up. So this would be 7,600. The 0 talks to the 4 tells it to stay the same. So you would be doing 8,000. Okay, if you add them together, you would have 3 zeros. Well, you'd have 2 zeros, and then you have the 600. And then you would have 8 plus 7, which would give you 15. So your answer would be 15,600. For number 3, Pearson picked up 1/3 cup of blueberries. She picked 3 times as many strawberries. About how many strawberries did she pick? Okay. So she did 1/3. She did 1/3 blueberries, but then she picked 3 times as many strawberries. So you would multiply that times 3 because that's a whole number. And then you would look for your answer. So you would multiply across the numerator and the denominator. So you would say 1 times 3 is 3. And then you would say 3 times 1 is 3. And 3 over 3 gives you 1. So the answer would be 1 cup. 1 cup of strawberries. For number 4, it asks about the line plot. So for this one, you need to draw your line. If you have a ruler, great. If you don't, do the best you can. Just be careful. And so you always know, look at your numbers. We're starting at 0, going to the whole number 1. And then you just try to line them up between that. So of course, halfway would be 1/2, and then go backwards. So 3/8, 1/4, and then 1/8. And then over here, you would have 5/8, 3/4, and then 7/8. So then you just have to go through and try to, and the one's moved over. You just have to line them up. So for the 1/8, you have 2 right there and right there. For the 1/4, you have 2 right there, right there. For your 3/8, you only have 1. It's right here. For 1/2, you have 2. For your 5/8, you only have 1. For your 3/4, you only have 1. And then for your 7/8 and your 1, you have 0. So that would be blank. Your last question says, is the dotted line a line of symmetry? So if we folded this, it looks kind of like a butterfly outline if you think about it that way. So if you folded that over, yes, it would be a perfect match. So yes, it is a line of symmetry.